we in that mug. We tearing them down. We tearing walls down now. We tearing. What's up, my Zodiac fam? It's your girl Aries, and I'm back in the building with another video. Alright, we're gonna do a story time today. Starting to kind of dig them a little bit, y'all. So, we're gonna do a story time on how I found out my sister was my sister. Now, I'm adopted. So, I have a biological family, and then I have a adopted family that adopted me. It's a little complicated in that situation. The person that adopted me was in an intimate relationship with my mother, and he thought I was his, so he adopted me, but he was also married and a pastor. So yeah, it got a little deep. You know, my life's been a little deep. It's been a little soap opera-ish, but so my biological dad and my real dad, well, my real dad and my adopted dad, they both have a lot of kids in and out of marriage. Just what they do. So I have a lot of brothers and sisters. I don't say half. If you got some blood in you, that's me, you're my brother and my sister. I ain't got time to do 3/4 of a fifth of a tenth. I don't have time for that. So anyway, I was in elementary school, and I met this girl, and she was so cool. She was so different than what I knew of. Like, I had ghetto cousins and stuff, but my mom and dad ain't really let me go see them like that. So it was like, okay. I didn't really know the hood like that. You know what I'm saying? So she was just out there. Like, she was running away from home. She was freaking men. I don't mean boy, I mean grown men. Like, I was just amazed at the stuff she did. And we got to be cool. Like, that was my bestie. I'm like, this my ace born cool right here. Like, she was just teaching me so much. She opened me up to a world I had never known before. Like, I had caught the bus for the first time messing with her. So, you know, I'm like, this is my dog for life. So she would come over my house sometimes, you know, not a lot, but the weird part about it was, like, my dad and them had never really seen her. Now, I found out I was adopted by being nosy. That's a whole nother story time. We ain't gonna get into that. But I found out I was adopted around 5th grade time. So I kind of started building a resentment. Coming a bad kid like that. Didn't mean to, but I did. So I was kind of acting out, but I was acting out with her. So when I was running away and I said, sister, I ran away with and we got kidnapped, it was her. So we were just, like I said, kind of doing some wild things that I wouldn't normally do. Now, she comes over one day. Now, like I said, I knew I was adopted. And when they told me I was adopted, they gave me a picture of my real father because I had no pictures of my real mother. She died when I was like 3. And unfortunately, no one mysteriously had any pictures of her. So I've never seen a picture of my mom. I don't know what she looks like. Everyone says she looks like me. So, but I started, well, I had a picture of my dad, and I put it in my room. I put it up, you know, I kind of didn't really look at it because I had attitude, real big attitude by that point, because I'm like, I'm lost. I don't know what the hell is going on. And unfortunately, the circumstances of my birth weren't ideal. So, whole different story. But, and my mom was on drugs at the time. So, I blamed my biological dad for a lot. Getting my mom on drugs, just not being there. Like, I had an attitude problem with him. Like, I just didn't care. I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't give no fuck. Excuse my, I just didn't. I didn't give no cares. So, we she comes over, and we just kicking it, talking, chilling, whatever. And she's in the drawer. Well, I'm showing her things in my room because, like I said, by this point, I was the kind of, I ain't gonna say I was the weird kid because of my family. I couldn't be weird because of my family. Everybody knew my family. From east side to west side, everybody knew my family, just for different reasons. So I couldn't be necessarily the weird kid, but I was more the quiet one. Like, my brothers and sisters were all outgoing, did a bunch of stuff. I was more chill, relaxed. I did a couple things like track and stuff like that, but I was still the quiet one. Like, I was either the quiet one or I was the goofy one. That's pretty much what you was gonna get out of me. I was goofy because I just wanted people to laugh and be my friend, or I was just quiet because I just kind of didn't want to be bothered, and I would get in those stages even as a kid where I just wanted to shut out the world. I didn't want to be bothered. So don't get me wrong, I'll consider my family my friend, because that's the only people I hung out with, other than my best friend. But by that point, my best friend had moved away. So I was feeling lonely. I didn't have anybody to hang with, because I didn't want to hang with the majority. Because because you can get punched in your face, even as a kid back then. You can get punched in your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because they was just a little too much for me. So we going. No, she comes over. She's going, I'm showing her different stuff. And I go in the drawer and I show her, I say, this is my biological father. She look at the picture. She like, that's my daddy. I'm like, that's not your daddy. That's my daddy. She like, no, that's my daddy. I'm like, I'm going to say it one more time. Bitch, this my daddy. Stop saying he your daddy. You don't even know this man. And you finna get out of my house. So she like, oh, no, that's my daddy. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, we start bucking. When I say we in that mug, we tearing them down. We tearing walls down now. We tearing it up. We fighting like we been enemies all our life. Like fuck that best friend, this my dog. No, we was fighting. So my dad my adopted father comes in. And he's like, what's going on? He breaks it up, of course. And he's like, what's going on? I'm like, she talking about my daddy, her daddy. My daddy ain't none of her daddy. She don't know who her daddy is. So he like, it could be her daddy. Like, what you mean it could be her daddy? So he calls her mom. Her mom comes over. They had this little meeting of the moms. Cool, no problem. I don't care. I'm still mad because I have to talk about my daddy, her daddy. So they come in, they talking to us. They like, well, this is the situation. Your father was with your mom on XYZ and her mom on XYZ. And he made both of y'all. Y'all had never met. The mothers had never met. But you're meeting now. So technically that is your sister. Boo, 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 boo. So I'm like, who? Said where? And when they did, why? No. That ain't no kin to me. Like, I had a whole attitude. Because I'm not a selfish person, but I don't know, with my parents, I was like, I had been through so much, I didn't want to share that. But we ended up getting over it, and that ended up still being my best friend ever. Like, my sister was ride or die. She taught me so much. We went through so much together. Like, it will be some story times. Like, we went through so much together, but she taught me what real friendship is, even as an adult, So, and I love and I appreciate her. And if she ever sees this, I love you, sis, with all my heart. Just because we grew up and we changed doesn't take away the love I have for you. And it's really that simple. And I love you guys. That is the end of my story time. I'm sticking to it. Okay. Remember, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Come on in. Watch these videos with us. And until next time, I will see you guys later. I love you. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment, man. I love the comments. I love talking back and forth. So remember to please comment, y'all. All right, I love you.